Image copyright Parliament of Australia image caption Senator Fraser Anning says he will not apologise for his speech. An Australian senator has been widely condemned for a speech that invoked the term "final solution" in a call for immigration restrictions based on race. Fraser Anning, from the Conservative Cadres Australian Party, called for migration bans on Muslims and others in his maiden Senate speech on Tuesday. Political opponents denounced his speech as disgraceful. Mr. Anning said he did not need to apologize. "Final solution" was a term infamously used by the Nazis during the Holocaust. In his speech, Mr. Anning said, "The final solution to the immigration problem is a popular vote." On Wednesday, lawmakers across the political divide moved to pass parliamentary motions censuring Mr. Anning for his racist hate speech, noting in particular his use of the phrase "final solution" and his false, misleading and hurtful statements about Muslim Australians and other immigrant groups. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull said Mr. Anning had made a shocking insult to the memory of those murdered in the Holocaust. The Holocaust was the Nazis' assault on Jewish people between 1933 and 1945. It culminated in what the Nazis called the final solution of the Jewish question in Europe, in which 6 million Jews were murdered. Mr. Anning has denied that his words were a reference to the Holocaust, describing himself as an advocate for Jewish Australians. On Wednesday, he said, "I don't regret anything. I am not going to apologize or regret anything that I say." Inflammatory speech. The senator, a former member of Pauline Hanson's anti-Islam One Nation party, called for a return to the White Australia policy, which restricted non-European immigrants from 1901 until the 1960s. Labour Senate leader Penny Wong, who was born in Malaysia, said the White Australia policy had been rightly consigned to the dustbin of history. The Sydney Morning Herald newspaper reported that Mr. Anning had the most inflammatory maiden speech to an Australian parliament since Ms. Hanson said in 1998 that Australia was in danger of being swamped by Asians. Mr. Turnbull told Parliament, "We need to stand up for what we are. The most successful multicultural society in the world, united by democratic values that do not distinguish between race, religion, color or cultural background." Nearly half of all Australians were born overseas or had one parent was born overseas, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Mr. Anning was elected after the recent disqualification another senator, despite receiving only 19 votes in Australia's 2016 national poll.